Well, this is in no way, shape or form a rigid setup, I can assure you. I've made a screw up. I was going to put like more lines around here, but I forgot to adjust the plate to go on the next set of holes. So what I plan on doing now is I'll do this last one, take the plate off, and I'll drill more holes in that align with this where it is now, and that'll give me more divisions, and then just go around again. So, but this is, it's shitty light over here in the corner. It's not a rigid setup at all, as you'll see in a second, but it is working. It's going to take really light cuts and let it do its thing. Certainly not the right geometry on the tool either. It. As you can see, it's not very rigid, so I'll take this index plate off now and I'll go and modify it, and we'll be back. There we go. That's going to be the grip on this knob, on this collar. I think it'll work. Give it a bit of a clean up in the layer with a bit of Scotch Brite, and that'll deburr it. That'll be good enough. The print calls for 6 holes evenly spaced around the outer ring. For a pin wrench or a pin spanner, just, you know, in case it gets too tight you can't undo the bastard. So 4mm deep it says on the print, but I'm a bit worried actually, because it must be extremely close to popping through that taper when you look at it. But I've really got the balls. I might just go 3.5mm deep, I think. So got a wobbly drill too, just what you want. So I've got to try and set this step stop on this quill, and we'll be right to go. And they're done. There we go. That part is complete. If I can find the Allen key now. Stop looking, found it. Here's it look. It's quite good, eh? Next part I'm going to make is the drive plate. It says here, make to suit the car, to suit the chuck. The chuck I've got, which is a new one that's been laying around in the drawer for ages, is it's one of them import Sanu, whatever you want to pronounce it. But it has a half 20 UNF thread in it. So I'm just going to modify the plan. I'll modify the piece with a half 20 UNF thread, 3/4 of an inch long. Then the rest of the features will stay the same. So in the lathe I've got a piece there now that I've already machined to the maximum diameter of the part. So now I've got a fair bit of bulking out to do to get down to the half 20, so to the half inch for the thread. So when I bulked all that out and be ready to cut the thread, I'll bring this back then. I don't think you really want to be bored. You'd be bored shitless watching me do all the bulking this crap out. Okay, I've got this down to 498 thou, which is a major diameter for half 20 UNF. Put a relief in at the very end, done a scratch pass, and we're right to put this thread on. Inside the chuck there's about 830 odd thou depth between the face of the end face of the chuck and the internal of the thread, end of the thread. But I've made this 3/4, so it should, when it butts up against this face, it should hit home square. So I'm hoping. Okay, we've got the, with a recap here, got the half 20 thread on here to take the chuck. It does fit on nice and marries up nice against this face. I have to, this is at 37.7 mil, which is just the plan, this outer diameter. I have gone in with the parting tool and marked off exactly 10 mil, which is the length of this part. 2 millimeters in from this front face has to be down to 32 mil, and then it's got to have the matching 20-degree angle, which I haven't moved the compound since I made the collar. So I'm still set at 20 degrees on the compound. I've just done everything I need to do and haven't moved it, so it should nearly match up, hopefully the same. So I'm going to cut the taper on the reverse, in with the lathe in reverse, and cut on this side. So I'm going to machine down to 32 mil, 2 millimeters in now. And then I can put the angle on there, and then I can just keep doing working the angle until I get down, because the very bottom of the angle on the front face here has to be 33.3 millimeters at the lowest point of the taper. So I hope you can understand what I mean there, but it'll come clear hopefully. So I'll get set up, and I'll set a hard stop at 2 millimeters in, and then get into it. Just going to see how this goes. I really don't know how it is going to go, to be honest with you. Yep, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm I'm happy there. I'm just going to leave it at that and be done with it. I don't want to move the compound yet, just in case I have screwed this up and I'll need to make another part. I've got the angle right out. Nice. I've got to put a bit of a step in here. Just got to have a look at the drawings again. Plus I'm going to put a hole in the centre that I can use as a locating hole, because I've got to have two pins 25mm apart, drive pins on this one too, so I'll explain that a bit more in a minute, I suppose. This indicator back to 0. All things being properly done, that should line up that dowel in that hole. Like a bum in a bucket. Preload the indicator. Go this way, 492, which give me 12.5mm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 90. That's it. Rinse and repeat, as they all say. Well, that part's done for now. Just got to make up a couple of drive pins. and that one's done. So I just quickly made up another two 5mm drive pins. They're 10mm long. So that part is finished now, all bar lapping it in with some grinding paste. That's about it now. Not too bad considering. A few little doozy woozies along the way, but managed to save me ass again. I did lap that on some wet and dry on a piece of glass. Just lap this plate in, and I lapped the end of the Morse taper in too. So the face plate on it, which didn't need doing, but just looks a bit better. So now it's on to the drive plate, the last component.